Hi there. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm Catherine. I make journals out of old books. And welcome back if you're one of my regulars. I hope you're going to have a great day. If it's first thing in the morning, good morning. So I'm going to share a little bit of my day. And today, a little bit of my day is going to finally be a bunch of the stuff that Nancy gave me that she threw in my car. So I guess it was sort of happy mail, hand delivered, boom, into the car. But first, before I get started on that, I want to show you something that I'm working on over here. I found this book a while back. I've got it tied together with sari silk because when I bought it, it was literally falling apart. And I even realized when I went to start looking at it that this text block inside it, if that's what you want to call it, doesn't even belong to these covers. But look at that cover. It's just magnificent. I love it. It looks as old as dirt. And I love how fairy is spelled. And I love how beaten up and broken it is. And the first thing that gave it away was this end paper doesn't match this end paper. And I thought, what's going on here? And then when I started looking through the text block, it's not the Fairy Queen. But it didn't stop me from buying this because I loved the cover. I love the cover. Someday I want to do something with this cover, but I don't have the heart to do it right now. So you know what I did? I'm just looking at how this is falling apart. And I am presuming that this is old enough to be beyond the copyright date. And I'm just going to go with it because what I did was I went over to my Staples store and scanned it because I want to make a book out of it. And look how nicely it's scanned. So here's the real one. And then here is my scan that I put together, and I sanded it. I glued the papers onto chipboard, and there was a lot of sanding, there was a lot of inking, there was a lot of ripping off of the corners, and I'm really looking forward to making just a spectacular book out of this. Is that just... Oh, I'm so in love with it. And I'm so happy that I found a way to make it out of whatever this was. And I've done a reverse image search on Google, and I can't find anything on this, on what this mystery cover is. I don't know. There's no author. It must have been on the spine at some point. But even the book even the text block that they decided to generously give me when I purchased it, and I don't even have the price on it anymore, so goodness knows what I paid for it. I don't care. It was one of those things, I had to have this book. And now what I'm going to do, not right now, but I was so excited and I wanted to show you, is I'm going to, I watched Shabby Soul's recent soft spine junk journal tutorial that she did, and I'm going to do a soft spine. I'm going to make this into a soft spine junk journal, and I think it's going to be just divine. I'm so excited. I love how rough and grimy it looks. I have Mod Podged it. I did 2 coats of Mod Podge only on the outside. I've left the inside end papers as paper. And then I have also done a spray of the Mod Podge aerosol matte. So I think it turned out really, really great. I think that I came pretty darn close to it looking like the real deal. I'm tempted to take a very fine writer's brush and just a little bit here or there, put a little bit of actual gold paint here and there to make that a little bit more, just to give it a little spark of light here and there, because this actually is embossed. So I'd like to be able to give the illusion of it if I can. I just love it. So I'm looking forward to it, but I can't do that right now. My next journal that's on my to-do list is actually for a friend. We're doing, and I don't do this very often, but I have a friend who makes these magnificent mugs, and we are exchanging, and I'm getting a couple of magnificent mugs, mushroom mugs, maybe with a frog or a toad inside, I'm hoping. And I'm going to make her a journal with some frogs and fairies and things inside it. And this book did not have a publication date in it. 4 Little Mischiefs. Isn't that cute? And she liked the title because there's she and her siblings, there were 4 of them, so their parents had 4 little mischiefs, just like my parents did. There's no publication date inside this book. However, when I looked up the publisher, M.A. Donahue and Company, and I looked up, the address is in the back down here, 711 South Dearborn Street, and it was able to tell me that its location at 711 South Dearborn Street, they closed it down and moved in 1916. So that means that this book was published prior to 1916. So I at least know that. So I at least know that this book is at least 100 years old, if not more. And I think it's more, simply because the condition of these papers. I mean, it's just so cracky. I mean, this is just, look at that. It's cracky paper. I don't think I will even need a, I don't even think I'm going to need an X-Acto blade to take this text block out of the cover. The cover itself, I don't think is too bad, but I am going to reinforce it because I do want this book to have another 100 years of, at least 100 years of good use, so that she can write whatever her heart desires in this book. She can get up to mischief in her book. So that's going to be my next project. But in the meantime, I do have 3 books that I will be selling very soon. I am going to take a page out of Johanna Clough's book of directions, and I will be selling them on eBay. And I will be doing exactly what she did. So I will be, not quite exactly, she gave 3 days. She put hers up for auction and gave 3 days, and I'm going to do 2 days. I don't want to have to wait 3. So I will be putting mine up for sale. I'll let you know, don't worry. And I will be doing a flip through so that you'll be able to watch an entire flip through. And in a way that's nice, because then you know you've got 2 days in order to, if you wish, you could put in a bid on one of the books if you wish. And that way it's not quite so much of a panic of, did I get it? You know, because usually it's first come, first serve when it's Etsy. So that's what I'll be doing, but it's not going to be for a little while yet. I'm going to start on the mischiefs, but that's not what I'm doing today. So I'm chattering away while I'm not getting done what I planned on getting done. I'm going to pause and go get all the stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Okay. So this isn't even everything, because there were a few extra things and they're still in her car. So we will have to, I'm hopefully going to see her this weekend. So I'll get those things from her this weekend. Mostly really nice papers that she got from estate sales. But in the meantime, and Nancy, I think you did this before I even mentioned it in my video a while back, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, when I was reminding everyone else to please check your art glitter glue stash if you live in a cold climate, because they will not ship to cold climates in the wintertime. And look what she got me. A huge bottle of art glitter glue. It's, I've got a lot of journals to make this winter. I think she's giving me a subtle hint, get to work. Okay, the party's over now. You're on the medication, get to work. So, I got a ton of art glitter glue, and she got me some Distress ink, not the oxide. Yes! See, I told you, she loves me. I'm her favorite. Antique linen and vintage photo, because it's back to being my favorite again. So I'm set for the winter. I'm just going to hunker down in here, and it can snow all it wants out there. And I'm just going to be in here making journals to my heart's content. And then she got me one more thing. And I didn't notice this at first. Nancy, I'm so excited about this. Look at this. It's a nice thick ruler, but it's square. Look. It's so nice. I'm very excited about this. The woman knows my heart. She knows my heart. So those were the new things that she got me and spoiled me with. Now she knew. Let me move these out of the way. I feel like I should kiss them, but I'm not. I won't. I'm going to put this up here. She was paying attention when I mentioned about that I would be working on a journal that has sort of nature's botanicals and woodland and fairy and frogs and that sort of thing, which of course is going to be our Four Little Mischiefs book. And she was paying attention because when she was doing her thrifting, she found me some cool things. She found me a book on frogs so that I can fussy cut. Oh, there's some beautiful. Look at these. Look, he's on a motorcycle. Ah! Some beautiful old pictures of frogs. Oh, it's just, look, there's a mug with a frog on it. Oh, this is just, it's a great book. How Men Were Turned into Frogs. I guess that's how the princess kissed the frog, and then he was able to turn back. Yeah, the frog prince. Although he looks like a toad. I like toads too. I tend to almost like toads a little bit more than frogs because they're kind of warty and gnarly. Whereas frogs, I think frogs are prettier than toads. But toads are prettier in their own special way because I like kind of gnarly old things. Anyhow, this book is just, it's wonderful. So that's going to be really, really great. And then there was, I think she went through her own stash of stuff at her house because Frog went to court and she definitely her own stash of frog pictures. The woman is so organized. Like, look at this. Who saves things like this? Nancy saves things like this. And pictures of frogs. Look at that one. Isn't he beautiful? I'm going to have so much fun. Look at that baby snuggling with a frog. Oh, I can't wait. I got a lot of fussy cutting ahead of me. Look at these. And then there's this story. Oh, all these with frogs. Yes. And then this old book. Oh, I think there's more frog loose pages here. So Nancy came through for my frog book. Froggy went to courtin'. What year is that? 1955. Wowee. Well, then it's definitely old because it's older than me. That makes it old. Look how cute these are. Oh, Uncle Rat. These are really cute. Oh, look at it. It's got a little... Oh. Okay, too much fun. She's been cleaning her room, and I think that's part of it, is that this way it makes her feel better about getting it out of her room. But I love this. A little Irish cookbook because she knows I got a little Irish in me. Thanks to my mom's side, I got a little Irish in me. The pictures are really sweet. The Irish did the best they could with the poor meager food that they had to work with. Porter cake. Oh, I bet I could make that, because once it's cooked, the alcohol would cook out of it, right? Rhubarb fool. Oh. Oh, it's got butter and whipping cream. Maybe in about 6 months I can have rhubarb fool. I can't have it yet. I have to wait for my medication to kick in. But apparently I should be able to start eating normal. Not that that's a good thing, because I need to be able to keep my weight at a regular weight. And Nancy Knows Me and A Beautiful Guest book. And this one is my favorite kind. And I'll tell you why. I just love the quill with the ink pot. And it's on every page. Isn't this great? And this paper tea dyes so beautifully. So I'm going to pull this apart. Plus, this one is, it's not glued. It's been sewn. So it'll come apart nicely. And I'll probably be tea dyeing this tomorrow. Isn't that great? I wish I knew something to do with the covers, but I don't really like these covers with the cushy. And then there's some beautiful old, look at these for your wedding. I don't know anyone who's getting married anytime soon. Look how pretty. But these could be fussy cut and used. Look at those roses. And there's 3 of them. I love them. Are they Hallmark? They're Hallmark. 35 cents. Oh my goodness. Now they want like, seriously, $9 and $10 for a card. Wowee. And there's some little buttons with frogs on them. Little button frogs. Frog buttons. Can you see how cute that is? Ah! I should be putting these aside. Hold on. Hold on for a second while I get all my frog things put aside into... I have a frog basket going for the 4 little mischiefs. There we go. Let's put that aside. And I loved these. I think it's a matching card game with artwork. And I already picked through some that I thought would be beautiful for Christmas journals. So you'll get to see those when I start working on Christmas journals. But they're just really nice. And there are several that are similar. So I have a feeling it's one of those children's games that you match up. But I cannot read. The maybe oh, it's the rules. Yes, who begins? Yeah, oh, it's a game. Okay, where you match it up. Okay. Anyhow, the artwork is beautiful on them. So I will enjoy those. Look at those beautiful little children having a little meal. Oh my. That's quite a sight. So you'll see the ones that I thought looked rather Christmassy when it gets closer to Christmas. I loved this McClures magazine. So I wrote the year on the spine, 1904, in case I started to use up the pages that have the dates on it. And then I didn't want to be wondering, oh, how old was this again? So it's on the spine for now. These are just fantastic. The ads in it are just wonderful. Look, be a nurse. Who needs university for that? You can do that through the mail, right? This is going to be great. Grover Cleveland. Oh my. There's got to be some good laxative ads in here. Oh, isn't he beautiful? His master's voice. Some beautiful, beautiful. So that's going to be fun. And of course, she knows where my heart is. Yeats, Ireland. Aran wool. I have an Aran wool sweater from when we went over there. And it's a beautiful red sweater. And it's so warm. Those would be nice in a Christmas journal with the green. It's got some beautiful pictures of Ireland in it, and it brings back memories. I'm going to let my husband have a look through it before I start going through it and maybe using it in my journals. But so many things, like, oh, look how beautiful. Playing cricket. That's what the roads look like. The trees grow over them the way they do down in St. Augustine, Galway. Been to Galway. We went around the entire island. Oh, it was so nice. And there's a picture here of Ben Bulben's nose. And Yeats wanted to be buried. Bury me under Ben Bulben's nose. Of course, now I won't be able to see it and show you. Dublin. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any ancestors from Dublin. Mine are mostly Roscommon, Tipperary, Cork, Derry, Sligo, Longford. What a beautiful book. There's Sligo. Oh, there's Ben Bulben's nose. He wanted to be buried somewhere under there. And we went and saw his grave. Beautiful book. And you know what also is cool? Nancy, I love this, and thank you for throwing it in. This Somerset magazine. It's just got so many great just little things to use for... I'm doing more of my own quotes in my book. I don't always show them because sometimes the quote is special to me for a personal reason. So sometimes I share one of my quotes, and most times I don't. But these are just really, really inspiring. So thank you for sending this along. I'm going to be cutting this up and enjoying it very much. So those, I believe, I could be wrong. Nancy will correct me down below. I think those were from her cleaning out her room. Now I've got more things here. Look at this. Old-time agriculture in the ads. And it's just advertisements for agricultural machinery and such. The first factory in England that made steam engines, which was in Thetford. My great-great-grandfather was the timekeeper at the steam engine works for all of his career. And the house that he and his family lived in still stands. I have a picture of it. I'd love to go over and see it. Apparently it has been turned into a museum. So someday I would like to go over and see if they have any of the paperwork on display from when it was a working... Oh, there's a frog. Oh. Uh-oh. I may have to... Anyhow, someday maybe I'll get over to England and go through the museum of the works for the steam engines that literally changed farming as we know it, and see if there's anything that has my great-great-grandfather, Ebenezer Brown. How's that for a name? Working there as the timekeeper. So Nancy messaged and said, does anyone want some piano, player piano music rolls? And I said, I'll take one. And she gave me 3. But they are beautiful. I like when they've got the words still on them. So I'll take 3. Aren't they amazing? I actually had a friend who had a player piano. Sorry, I'm trying to get this bag up here so that I can show you all these things. I haven't even looked at all of them myself. It's like the first time for me too. I can't believe what was it, 2 weeks ago, and that's what my life has been like. Oh my. I see some ladies' undergarment things there. Woohoo! Oh yes, love it. Alright, we'll put some of these down. Oh, I might have to do a part 2, because we're already at 35 minutes. Alright, we're going to go through this pile in part 2, and I will put these out of the way for now so that we have room. So thanks for joining me for part 1, and part 2 will probably be up either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. We'll see, because I have to do the uploading and editing and all that stuff. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll get together really, really soon. Like I said, maybe later today or definitely tomorrow morning at the latest. Take care. Bye.